YouTube, welcome back, guys. Hopefully we can kill some boredom today. The weather has finally broken. So first things first, yes, I'm still working on the Predator engine. Yes, I still have the China dolls. I've actually had a hiccup with one of my China dolls, and the weather's cold. I don't work from November 1st to March 1st. Don't do any wrenching. If I do, it's very seldom. I hate wrenching in the cold. One of them perks of being retired, guys. But anyways, enough jaw jacking. We got a gentleman over in the weather breaking, and he got a mower, and he says it's running like straight trash, and he need me to, give it that sweet finger action. So enough jaw jacking. Let's see what it is. Okay, Bilt TB200. I actually tend to his mower a lot. He keeps up with it, but he say it's dying on him. He's missing his intake cover and his filter, but other than that, and his tires are really bald, but he's not missing any bolts. Yeah, other than that, guys, oh, he got resistance. Spring need to be oiled. All right. And I'm spraying this in there just because it's been sitting for 3 weeks, maybe. He brought it over. In those 3 weeks, it's been frozen, the weather. Okay, guys, first impression, because it's backfiring, I believe it's going to be the Magneto. I've actually done a BS job for him to keep him running. One day he was running funny and his Magneto was really rusty, and I sanded it and got him back on the road, and he's good. But the backfire leads me to believe that it's a Magneto problem. But this is the first time I'm using O'Reilly's brand of carb cleaner, so I don't know if it's the product I'm using, so I'm going to try again. Oh yeah, guys, I definitely think that's the Magneto. So let's get it. Okay, after remove these 3 screws, comes right out. All right, let's get y'all. Let's look in here. So, not sure if the camera's picking it up. Not well, but you can see right here, this side is not perfectly arced at a proper angle like that side is. So that could be the problem. It was going out and then it's not a perfect cut. So we're gonna strip it. Got a new one coming. Okay, so I gapped it to I did 5 mil. Yeah. We're just gonna see for shits and giggles. Okay, well, shoot. The guy, he's tight on his pockets, so I've already bought the replacement Magneto, but to save him money, I am gonna leave what he has on, let him go out and work, And if he doesn't have problems while he's working, we're good. If he does, I'm just gonna have the Magneto on standby. If not, you can never have too many extra parts. So next, we're gonna snatch this intake off, clean his carb, and we're gonna sharpen his blade. Then we're gonna lube up his nuts and bolts and all of the little joints and flimflammery. So this next step is the blade. Definitely needs, you could get a razor blade and chop it off, you know, but it's just easier. Pop the blade off. Side note, when you put it on the side, let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. Let all your fluids settle back down. Okay, well, that's all chewed up. 5 years with this one. It's finally died. All right, now we got y'all some light. So you take a blade, needle nose, cutters, anything, and you want to cut all of that garbage out of there. So he said he bought this blade last year. It looks like it. Not too many nicks, but you can see that factory paint coming off. So I'm about to clean it up before I sharpen it. That's amazing, guys. Right there is the damage from grass. Just grass works it. Now what we're gonna do is balance it. Okay, we gotta now balance the blade. To balance it, all you have to do is put a little screw as straight as possible, center your blade, and let it do its thing. I always say 3 times, because see how now it's level. That's 1. That's 2. And then that's 3. That blade is centered, guys. We're balanced. Guys, when you install your blade, make sure you install it edge up, shiny side up. And when you're sharpening it, you're just going for a 30-degree edge, a smooth, consistent edge. You're not trying to make a nice edge, because you want the grass, the momentum will chop the grass. You want to deflect it up to help with your lift. But make sure shiny edge up. I've seen a lot of guys put it this way. So it's really easy to install. Bam. Again, grease it up. Okay guys, I'm gonna muscle it and hold it on. My vice grips, my big fat set is broken. These are too skinny, but you'll just put a vice grip on there and do the business. But we'll see, or you could wedge it, you know, whatever have you. See, it's not enough. Okay, now you got to remove, it's normally 4 bolts. This one only has 2. All right, here you go, baby. Here, I'll put it on there for you. Now you got to squeeze the trigger. Yep.
All right, Raymondo. I got to go to old George on Avenue A and help him out a little bit. So
all right, on. Okay, now you pull this off. Yep, good job. Yeah, your hands all dirty. Yeah, that's what happens.
Your hands all dirty too.
But that's why Daddy's always washing his hands.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we gotta release the O-ring holding the fuel line. And then you need something to clog your fuel line to stop flow if your tank isn't empty. There we go. And we pull it like that. There.
The gas felt good.
Yeah, and again, make sure you get your 2 gaskets. Come on, baby, right there. Now we're gonna clean this up. All right, guys, we gotta pop her open. Gotta bust it open. Bam. Bam. Oh, that one got a whole bunch of garbage on it. All right. Doesn't look too bad. See, you get little garbage. You get little garbage in there. And make sure you keep that right there. Your seat pin, you'll lose that needle pin right there. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Don't make me work for it. Come on. I love you. Oh, you see? You whisper them sweet nothings. And that's it, guys. Woo, woo. All right. That was a little rougher than I wanted. But we got it. Yep, everything's good. Make sure when you tug on it, you don't go too deep, see? Because if you do, you'll hit your gasket right there. And now all you do, just squirt a little lube, compressed air, anything in there, just something compressed that force. You can even use the water hose. O'Reilly carb, that's what I'm using. I'm just hitting it in those holes. This one's pretty clean, but I'm just going through the motions. All right, so fuel line at the 12. See, there's a little cup in there to hold the short stick. 9 o'clock. And just give it a little love, a little of that hood love. See? Perfect. All right. See, there's a little, like so. Oop, where'd that thing go? There it is. And also, I already did it, but spray inside here. Clear that line for you. I didn't even notice this. This right here. Here we go. Goes like so. Shiny side up. Right there. Alright, there we go. Now we gotta put her back together. Okay, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and this should be looking like a foot. he actually needs a new carb. There's a few, like that little silver tab that keeps popping out. He says whoever he had work on his carb before didn't do a good job. Also, I noticed one of his lines is stripped, one of his bolts. And you wanna, it's easier if you evenly distribute pressure. There we go. And you don't want to put too much force right here on the assembly, you'll break it. There it is. Okay, now you have to put your gaskets in. The black rubber first, then the hard white plastic. Bam. Now the fun part. Getting all of the fanciness situated. It's easier if you take the top off, you get more control. I got these donut hands with sausage fingers, so don't always go easy for me. Oh, got it. Okay. Now, install that fuel line. And now we line this carb up. There we go. And you want to make sure it's flush with the brackets. That's how you know it when you got it properly secured. Okay, now you must connect your exhaust recirculation to this little line. There, it's on there. Also, he doesn't have the air filter or the cover. He didn't bring it to me. Okay, it's backfiring, which leads me to believe Magneto again, the original problem. We're about to pop the Magneto off and replace it. You know, I told him it was the Magneto. He was trying to be cheap, banking on it wouldn't work. Huh, look at this. I haven't even got to the spark plug yet, but so getting a new Magneto. The wire's not long enough, so I gotta do it the good old-fashioned long way. Okay. So now I can show you right there. Hopefully it's long enough, because if I'm not mistaken, yeah, you can see this one's closer. And they're pretty cheap when they build these mowers. They give you exactly what you need, guys. So she fits. But let's see if the wire's long enough. And the wire is just long enough. You put it right here on this little tab, right there. Push that down, stick it in there, coil it around. All right. Okay, make sure your brake bar is pulled so you could get free rein and spinning that, so you're not fighting that. I like to use a .15 when I gap. Everybody has their own preference, you know. There we go. And what you want to do is put it in. Make sure it blocks any contact to the rotor, or excuse me, with the flywheel. And then you don't tighten it all the way down, just enough to where it won't move. Bam. And repeat the process on the other side. Now I'm going to gap a spark plug. Make sure when you put your starter back on that your linkage right here goes in this little housing. I've seen a lot of people put it together and tear up that linkage because they wasn't paying attention. All right. Okay, so I'm not gonna pull the spark plug just yet. I see that he has a Diamond Fire E3 plug in here. Those you don't have to gap. So I'm just gonna do some test fire, see what we're working with, and go from there. Beast mode. Okay guys, so when you de-winterize, a few extra steps I take is grease little points like this. As you can see, I use grease because it lasts longer. It's silicone grease. We're gonna take off all of these little bolts, not all of them, just those, these two, grease them up. We're gonna take off all 4 of the bolts on the tire, grease those up. Also, we're gonna sand down the rust that's in there and put some grease in there, you know, like making a little PBJ sandwich. So the issue is the internals right there. That's why it was so hard to get off. So I'm going to let him know, but I'm going to keep it on just for the pressure. Okay guys, so I did everything off camera. One issue is he needs a new drive control cable. It works, but it's done stretched almost to its limit. Another issue is his wheels. They're bald. The wheels spin, but they don't even engage. They just peel out. And the reason I don't have the intake assembly is because the owner actually has it. He didn't have any fuel and oil in there. The oil was low and he had no fuel. So fuel, what I do to de-winterize is I empty the fuel tank, mix it into a 2-gallon and put it back in. I only use 93 fuel, and now I've converted to only synthetic on the oil. But his oil was fresh. He said he had somebody work on it, so his oil was good. So I just topped it off. I pulled the spark plug. It's a E3 diamond fire. Everything's good. You don't gap it. It's 3 prongs. They wasn't uneven, but other than that, it's good to go to its owner to get some business in. So thanks for coming. Spot you in the next one.